I was listening to Tucker Carlson, and he was talking to some doctor. He was talking about chemtrails. Hold on, I know you love this stuff. He goes. The rest of the show, let's not call it chemtrails because that's immediately people. You're a kook. You're a nut. He goes. It's been a thing. He goes. So let's call it what it actually is, and he lists all the chemicals, chemtrails, and why they're doing it. And he goes, it's a real thing. I study it. I was part of the program. I know what they're doing. And it was like a 3-hour-long one. He goes, they're releasing this stuff in all commercial flights, military flights. They release this nanoparticles like aluminum, all this other shit. And the purpose is to reflect the sun away from the earth so it doesn't heat the earth. And I'm oversimplifying it. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
But when the chemicals land, boop, they're toxic to every living thing. He goes, so that's why you see people getting sick, vast wastelands of like grass dying, but the trees are dying because the trees, the toxicity hits it and I don't know the science of all this stuff, but it closes it off so it's not, it will stop taking in the air and carbon, whatever it needs to live. And it's a slow death. They're basically suffocating to death. And then he ended with weather control and how it's a real thing and how apparently we were doing this back in Vietnam War where we would project, again, I don't know the science, these things, and we would basically make it where it didn't rain over the U.S. soldiers because that was one of the hindrances. And he goes, what about all the hurricanes in Florida? Have you seen it? He goes, have you seen as many? They're not hitting the U.S. He goes, what about when it snowed in Texas or snowed in Florida? He goes, it was 30 degrees warmer in Alaska. I was like, oh, shit, bro. No, I'm going to send it to you, bro. It'll tie into all your conspiracy stuff, bro.
I know you think I'm a nut, bro, but I'm telling you, some things are just, it's too obvious.
Well, the way he broke it down, he goes, this is what I do for a living. I study this shit. This is what I do.
Yeah. But come on, guys.
And he goes, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody gives a shit. And he goes, the ozone is at critical state. He started talking about plankton was at 90% loss, the number one producer of oxygen in the world. All these things are dying. The bees are dying. And as a matter of fact, he made one real common thing. I think Florida is different because they have love bugs. But when you drive across the country now, if you remember in the 80s, you would drive for 2 or 3 hours and the windshield would be splattered with bugs all over the fucking place. That doesn't happen anymore. You might get a one-off. Florida's different because Florida's just love bugs. But if you go outside of Florida, think about when you drive. Drive California. You don't hit bugs.
I didn't think about it. The last few times I've driven to Huntsville.
Yeah. Again, you might have the one-off, but I don't know if you can remember. You can look it up. Cars in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, it would be like a fucking. It was bugs, bro. Yeah, bro. He goes, so no, it's not the aluminum in your spray deodorant or your hairspray. And I remember this when I was in my 80s, in the 80s and 90s growing up. They were like trying to eliminate all this stuff. You're killing the earth. Turn the water faucet off. He goes, no, they are fucking with the weather on a global scale. It's not just the U.S. either. It's all over.
I can see it.
He goes, China was doing this shit back in the 80s and 90s. They were making it snow in like Hong Kong or Beijing or whatever. And it was causing so much damage and destruction because they were wiping out fucking agriculture, which is their big thing. They started doing it in other places. Yeah, bro.
I've been saying this shit for a while.
I know. I was like, bro, is this for real? Like, it made me go off on a. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as.
Yes, it's for real,
bro. He's like, yeah, we have been doing this. This is real shit.